entertaining since Batman refuses to acknowledge magic.
Well, that's why. So the stuff in Tir na Nog at first it intertwines with Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman in a remote village in Antarctica. They went to,
the artwork is pretty badass, man.
they went to Antarctica to get away to have a little alone time, and they are actually they're interrupted by the Lord. And when he shows up, I love it because when he shows up, he looks really demonic. And of course, the first thing Steve Trevor does is grab his gun. But when he says his name, I'm Lord Cernunnos, Wonder Woman immediately is like, my lord, because she knows all about gods, and he's a god.
Yeah.
And he was the god of fertility.
Wow,
And
these are some amazing like splash pages throughout the first few. Like the first 3 pages are just fucking detailed as hell.
So there's a really good part in this. Steve Trevor pulls the gun, and he's like, did this guy just say he was like, the god of fertility? And Wonder Woman goes, please forgive the human male, my lord, and be most assuredly welcome here. And the Cernunnos goes, there's nothing to forgive, my lady. Please continue your lover's tryst. The rutting of the beast with 2 backs was long my domain, and I would gladly anoint such a union. So he's like, go ahead, fuck. Go ahead and fuck. It's all good.
I'll just stand here and wait.
Yeah. But he enlists Wonder Woman's help. Meanwhile, there's been stuff going on. Batman is noticing some weird things going on in Gotham. So, and there's like there's it's all intertwined with like the fairy folk and things of that. The artwork is astounding. The artwork is amazing. This looks like something you would see more like, and I'm going back a lot here. This is like artwork you probably would have seen in like an 80s, like like artwork you saw in like from like Alan Moore or something like that. That's the kind of artwork
it's pretty damn good. I like it. It's cool. It's got a cool style to it.
But Wonder Woman's got to go. She goes to Tir na Nog. There's a lot of Celtic references in this story. There's Batman will play a factor in this. The artwork is just amazing. I can't get over the artwork, the colors, the way the fairy folk realm is drawn, the way Wonder Woman is drawn. She's drawn regal but powerful, and she really does. This story. This artwork to me really shows Wonder Woman in that kind of mythological way, the way that we know that because she is mythological. It
almost looks like indie comic art in a way, almost like the old '80s indie, a bit like really highly detailed. Like can't remember, it's escaping me the name, the book that it reminds me most of, but an indie book about like this old guy, the old dude here with the staff, kind of reminds me of a book that I can't remember the title of.
It's so interesting because there are demons and there's fairy folk. I mean, they show this like goblin character and his nose is all like warty and I mean just highly detailed. Something you would see in the Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's some beautiful artwork throughout the book. DC's fucking like where Marvel has disappointed me with artwork the last few years. DC is just fucking nailing these books.
Yeah. So this one, for me, this is my pick of the week, is The Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman #1.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get this one, too.
That's gorgeous. Nice. The artwork is amazing. The way Batman is drawn looks amazing.
Yeah, he's badass looking Batman. It all looks good. The whole thing. I just went through it myself, just looking at it while we were talking about it. Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to get it.
So definitely this one is my pick of the week. When you go to the store and you see The Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman #1, pick it up. This is going to be a fantastic fucking book, and I can't wait to see how badass Wonder Woman gets in this story.
Yeah. Next up for me was Batman and the Signal #2.
Okay. I did not read that one.
From the pages of Metal. This is basically Duke's learning. He's learned that he's got powers. Going back to the Mr. Bloom thing, I think, right?
Right.
So he's got these powers. He don't quite know what they are. Like he can like see the problem with something. Like he has some kind of ability to see like the problem with the situation or see the solution. And so he's kind of Batman's daytime eyes and ears.
He has like foresight in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and he's still trying to figure out what exactly he can all do. Like he's only been able to do a couple things, and but for some reason in this one it starts out these like juvenile detention kids like with powers and stuff are they're like in a detention center, and Duke's like caught in a room with these people, and they're like coming at him and stuff. But and luckily he gets saved. I'm trying to get the page to load up, but something is screwy.
I've got it open right here.
He gets saved by the guard coming in, and she's like basically tells him, look, we don't want Batman's like the daytime's mine. You know, we don't need Batman having a daytime representative around here. And but these like teenagers, they know he's like called the Sinner or something. He's like Duke's gonna be like real important to what's going on in the future, but they still haven't kind of figured out what's going on. And he goes to Bruce because he's pissed off because he thinks that Bruce has been manipulating everything all along at first, and Bruce has to like set him straight. I'm reloading it real quick right here to refresh my memory of this. But I read like 15 books.
Yeah. Bruce manipulating something? No.
Well, but he's not actually. It's like he's got it wrong, but they don't know exactly like what's going to happen with Duke. He's got this power, but they don't know exactly what he can do yet. And this group thinks he's like a really important key to something that's coming. So let's see. I'm trying to get to the and he's still learning. He's got a team now of people that help him. And you get a little bit of backstory about his dad being a construction worker. His dad was a nighttime construction worker, like a scab construction crew that would come in and work, like non-union stuff. And it says this girl says Duke's supposed to shift the dial, whatever that means. So they're attacking him and. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who he's got a team of these two women that are helping him, like trying to train him, and they're kind of his eyes and ears, kind of like Oracle. But he manages to get away. He's got a stealth mode on his suit, and he slips out of this ordeal. Actually, is what happens. But for some reason, my computer's running really, really slow. It's just dragging this out. Long story short, he goes to Bruce, and let's get down here. It's actually kind of a long book. This is actually
it's a very long book.
Written by Scott Snyder.
Well, story by Snyder and Tony Parker. Written by writers Tony Parker.
Let's see. I don't know why I'm having such a problem with this. It's we've been having computer problems all week, folks. But I'm trying to recall the end of it because I read so many books I can't even remember how this one ends. Which maybe isn't the best review.
Yeah. Still, it's setting things up. This book's setting things up.
Yeah, it's Duke. He's got like his own bat team almost. Like he's going to build his own kind of daytime bat team.
Well, because Duke, everything started. I think there was some stuff going on in 0 Year because this issue does have a panel that looks like 0 Year.
Yeah, he apparently met Batman during the 0 Year.
There's a lot of stuff came into play during the Mr. Bloom story arc at the end of the New 52. And then, of course, he was in that book, We Are Robin, where a lot of the youths of Gotham started taking on the Robin mantle, which really pissed Damian off. And then, of course, he was taken under the wing of Bruce, and there was that whole exchange between him and Joker at the beginning of Metal, when they found Joker imprisoned in the Bat Cave within the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
And Joker pretty much knows exactly what Batman's plan for this kid is. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
His two helpers that he has, his two ears in his voices in his headset are Rico and Izzy, and Rico walks out on him because she says she don't want to stay there and watch him die. She doesn't think he's still cleaning things that make him soft, so she doesn't want to. He's not willing to go the lengths that Bruce is willing to go to.
Right.
I guess so. I guess she thinks he's soft because of that. Oh, my thing just jumped on me. Hold on. But we got this guy watching him at the undisclosed location. We needed to know it was an undisclosed location. So Duke is concerned that Batman has kind of molded him into this. I don't know. I'm having one hell of a time with my computer. But anyways, it's pretty good. Like you said, it's setting things up. I'm kind of slogging through it because it is Snyder, and I want to get to something. And it's taken a lot of setup to set up his team, to set up his training, kind of figure out what exactly he is, what he can do. He stands out in the Bat family as being the only one with powers. He's the only Bat family member that has an actual superpower.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty good. I kind of dig it. I also read Sins of the Father, which is I don't know. It's a #1 issue by Gage, Ainko, and Major.
And that's based off the Telltale Batman video game series.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking I'm wondering if to enjoy this book you have to have played the game, because there's a lot of stuff about Thomas Wayne, and Thomas Wayne actually being an evil and having manipulated, had worked with Falcone, and had actually kidnapped citizens of Gotham and tortured them in Arkham Asylum and to shut them up, and like all this stuff going on with that. And then Bruce finding this out and trying to make amends with the families of the victims of Thomas Wayne, and Wayne Enterprises is about to go out of business, and his lawyers are telling him, we need to just go bankrupt and change the name of the company, and Wayne Enterprises will be dead, and then we'll still be able to have a company. And Bruce is like, no, that's not the right thing to do. I got to make amends to the people my father hurt and all this. So he's calls a meeting with all these people, and the meeting gets shot up. Bruce assures them of their safety, and then they get shot up again. And these people get shot at the meeting. I think a couple of them actually get hit and maybe die. But somebody doesn't want these people to get their settlement or something. And they don't want any. They want Bruce Wayne. They want Wayne Enterprises to go under. Somebody's manipulating the situation. I'm assuming there's some backstory to this in the game that I don't know. But so far Bruce Wayne is trying to make up for the tragedies his father dealt out to some people in Gotham years ago, and it seems to be like I'm either missing something, or it's a mystery that will be solved later. But I don't know that Thomas Wayne being an evil torturer guy. I don't know. But there's some stuff about Bruce Wayne talking to Alfred about how could my mother be a good woman if she stood by this man that did all these things? And Alfred's like saying, your mother was unaware of a lot of it, and then at the end she did try to stop him and talk him out of doing this. And Alfred's trying to convince him, that his father cared about their family in his own way. And so there's some father-son reconciliation issues going on, and Bruce Wayne trying to reconcile the fact that his family made it rich with organized crime in Gotham at some point, and trying to repay that back to the people that they hurt without losing Wayne Enterprises. So it's this kind of Jenga game of big business going on. But it's not bad. I guess, like I said, I'd probably have to play the game to really be into it. Mm-hmm. It's not the artwork and stuff looks cool. It's not a bad Batman story. But I think I'm missing something there. I think there's a lot of backstory about what went on with Thomas Wayne and some other shit that I maybe missed. But not bad. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. We don't have a number